Hi guys, and welcome back to World of Tanks, and well, today I'm going to be taking a look at the new King Dragon 59, or the King Dragon Type 59, or that hideous piece of crap, as I like to call it. Yeah, do you know, this is the thing, I like the Type 59. I think the Type 59 is a good tank. I don't think it's an amazing, awesome tank. It's just one of those tanks where it doesn't really have any drawbacks. The original Type 59, not this thing. The original Type 59 doesn't really have any drawbacks. There's nothing outstanding on the tank apart from maybe the frontal turret armour, but everything else sort of goes together on it to make a really nice package. And in my opinion, this thing just shouldn't really exist, and it does kind of feel like it was hashed out over somebody's lunch hour. And what we have here, I mean, I've got loads of issues with it. I'm not even going to mention the price, because the price has got nothing to do with the tank itself. That's just one of those things. But I say I'm not going to mention it. I'm going to mention it a little bit. But the regular Type 59 is listed at 7,500 gold. This is going to cost you 10,000 gold, at least, on the cheapest bundle. Its actual Tankopedia price is 9,800, but you know it's not going to be that in the cheapest bundle. I think it's just over 10,000 gold. And what we've essentially got here is a tank that is exactly the same as the regular Type 59, apart from a couple of minor changes. But as opposed to the regular Type 59, which only sees up to tier 9, this will see tier 10. And like I say, I just don't think this tank should exist, and it just feels rushed, and it feels as though it, like I say, it was just hashed out over somebody's lunch hour. And personally, I hate the look of it. I think it looks hideous. I think the red is just too garish and bright, and it just, I don't know, and those dragon heads on the back, why? It kind of just looks like a child's knockoff toy sort of thing, and I just really don't like it. You see, nice looking dragon tank, you know, nice colours, and you know, it's just nice, it's subtle, and it's just a nice looking tank. This completely garish and almost looks like it was designed by a 5-year-old. They've basically taken the barrel off the Dragon 62 and just upscaled it slightly, but it is exactly the same barrel decoration as on the other one, just a different colour. But yeah, this will see tier 10, whereas the regular Type 59 will not. And one of the main arguments about getting this over something like the Motherland or the T54 Mod 1 was that this had higher pen. Not anymore, because with the update yesterday, the Motherland got a pen buff to be the same as this. You know, and personally, if you really want a Type 59, get the regular Type 59. Save money. It's got better DPM. This has got lower DPM, and it's got better matchmaking. If you can't get one of those, or you just, you know, you want a decent medium to see tier 10, get a T54 Mod 1. It's got slightly better mobility, and it's got better armour to fall back on, and it's got the same pen and a way better rate of fire and DPM over this one. So really, I don't even know why this exists, like I say. It just seems rushed. And the other thing that really bugs me about this is they've called it the King Dragon Type 59. It's a Chinese tank. They don't have kings in China, they have emperors. You know, why not call it the Emperor Dragon? That would have been a much better name. Or the Imperial Dragon. Or, you know, just something, not king, because they don't have kings in China. Anyway, you know, just bugs me. Anyway, let's get on to the actual tank. I mean, it's going to be tricky because it is a Type 59. And it's exactly the same, apart from a few minor gun stats, and it gets a 30% extra crew XP bonus over the regular Type 59. But it's just, in my opinion, it's not worth it. It's not worth the extra hassle and everything else. I'd rather jump in the Type 59, knowing that at the very worst I'm going to be a mid-tier, rather than jumping in this. I mean, it was quite horrible in tier 10 matches, I must admit. I didn't get in many yesterday with it, but it was horrible in them. Just not quite quick enough on the acceleration to get around, and the pen was just so frustrating, really frustrating. I mean, it's the same pen as on the Motherland, and that is frustrating in a tier 10 as well, don't get me wrong. You know, they're both frustrating in tier 10 because the pen's a bit crappy. But the Motherland has that armour to fall back on, and you know, it's not going to stop tier 10s, but it's just a bit better armoured. You have more of a chance. But anyway, So same engine power as a regular Type 59, 520. In fact, everything's the same apart from the gun, so I'm just going to talk about that. So, with this gun, you get a reduced rate of fire from 6.9 to 6.67. It doesn't sound a lot, but there were several times in games yesterday where I was thinking, if I was in my regular Type 59, I'd have got that shot in. You know, where they just pulled back, you got one shot in, they were pulling back, and it just wasn't quite reloaded in time. And there's a couple of times where I died because I just wasn't quite reloaded in time. And it was only a second or two, but that's the difference between this and the regular Type 59 and the DPM. So it's, you know, I know DPM isn't everything, but I'm just using it as an example. But there were so many times yesterday, like I say, where I just thought I'd have made that shot, I'd have reloaded by now if I'd have been in my Type 59. I'd have got that shot in if I was in my regular one. And the even though it's got better accuracy, I seem to be missing more shots in this yesterday. Fully aimed shots that were just going off or slightly wide. So I don't know if that was just RNG not being with me, but I don't know. It almost seems like the dispersion values were a little bit off on this. But I could be wrong. You know, don't take my word on that one. Anyway, so reduced rate of fire. Increased pen from 181 to 190, which is now the same as the T54 Mod 1. That's been buffed to 190 as well. But that has a rate of fire of about 7.5 rounds a minute. 250 damage the same, 247 instead of 241 on your premium rounds. Again, the T54 Mod 1 received the same buff. Aiming time has been improved from 2.9 seconds to 2.3, and accuracy has been improved from 0.39 to 0.37, which is slightly better than the Motherlands, but only by 0.01. So really there's nothing in it. Traverse is the same as the regular Type 59 at 46. Same on the turret traverse, same view range, same signal range. So like I said, it's the same as a regular Type 59, but it sees tier 10 with 9 more penetration, which is like I say, I'd rather stick to the regular Type 59. I don't care about the 30% extra crew XP. I'd rather just have the regular one. But yeah, as you can tell, I'm pretty on one about this tank. I really don't know why it exists. So yeah, I mean, I will show you the armor and everything else. Equipment wise, I've just converted stabilizer, gun rammer and vents. Pretty standard medium tank setup. This is on the press account, so you know it had a decent crew in it. Although for the first couple of matches I forgot to swap the crew over, so I was working with no sixth sense or anything. And that's the thing with this tank, you see. I know I've been moaning about it and everything else, but it's a Type 59. At the end of the day, it's Type 59 with that reduced rate of fire, which, as I said before, and I know I'm repeating myself a lot, it's not a lot, but it's noticeable. And when it's top tier, it can be a beast, just like the Type 59 is a bit of a beast. When it's mid tier, so a tier 9 match, just like the Type 59, it's good, but you've got to know how to use it and how to get up close. The Type 59 excels at brawling because of its fantastic, you know, it's really good turret front. So it does kind of excel at brawling, but it's got a pretty weak hull. I mean, let's face it, the hull isn't the best. And the T54 Mod 1 has a much stronger hull on it. But everything goes together to make the Type 59 a decent package. But when you're in tier 10 in it, in my opinion, it either needs a larger pen increase, but the problem with that is it would make it too overpowered in tier 8, and in tier 8 matches definitely, tier 9 not. But it either needs a larger pen increase, or it needs an engine increase. It just needs a bit more power to weight ratio, because at the moment it's just not quite quick enough when you're in your tier 10 matches, and it doesn't have the armour that the T54 Mod 1 does on its hull, just as a bit of a backup. So yeah, it needs something else. It needs, like I say, it needs an engine boost, or it needs an increase in pen. But I think an engine buff would be the best. Now I'll go through the modules again, and again, it's one of those things where it's a type, you know, there's nothing changed apart from those gun stats. So you know how to take down a Type 59. You'll know how to take one of these down. If you know how to use a Type 59, you'll know how to use this. But your power to weight ratio is 14.44. I'm not going to just go, same as Type 59 anymore. I'm going to compare it to the Mod 1 on this. That's slightly lower than a Mod 1, which I think is about 14.6. You do get a higher top speed on this in the Mod 1 though, at 56 kilometers an hour, whereas that's about 40, I can't remember if it's 43 or 48, but this is a bit quicker top speed wise. Reverse is 20, 12% chance of fire. Did get set on fire in it a couple of times yesterday. In fact, I got set on fire more in this than I do in my regular Type 59, and I don't carry a fire extinguisher on that. I don't know if that was, again, just RNG being against me, which it probably was, so I'm not going to read too much into it. But again, obviously, like with the regular Type 59 and some of the Russian mediums. But anyway, definitely with Type 59, you have engine parts in the front, which I think is a gas tank. That's where I got set on fire. I got hit through the front and set on fire a couple of times yesterday. Gun-wise, we've already covered the other sort of stats on it. Like I say, it does have that slower reload. I mean, its base reload is 9 seconds. Let me just check that against the Type 59's base reload, which is 8.69 seconds. So, like I said, there's not much in it, but it does make a difference. We've now got new stats. We've got not only accuracy at 100 meters, 0.37, we've got accuracy on the moving tank, 0.51, and accuracy on rotating the turret, 1.21 meters. Elevation is 20 degrees, which is workable. Depression is 7 degrees, which isn't the best, but it's not bad at all, and again, it's quite workable. Concealment, I think, is improved over the normal Type 59 because obviously this has perma camo on it as well. Terrain resistances, the same, 0.9, 1 and 2. Turret on top. Radio in the back of the turret, and it's just set out exactly the same look. Ammo location, back of the turret, down in the hull as well, behind that gas tank in the front, that engine compartment bit. And you've got the driver, and then you've got up in the turret, you've got the commander under his cupola, the gunner, and the loader as well, which one of them will double up as the radio operator, I'm assuming the commander. Armour layout, again, it's the same as Type 59. I'll give you the figures, which are 100 on the front of the hull, 80 on the sides, and 45 on the rear, and the turret is 200 on the front, 130 on the sides, and 60 on the rear. And again, you'll know how to take these down. Just because it looks different doesn't mean it is different. So, you go for the commander's hatch, you just go for the lower glacis, or you track them and get around the sides if you can. But to be honest, most tier 8s won't struggle to get through the hull of one of these. Turret, yes. Commander's hatches are hard to hit, but yeah, you'll not really struggle to get through the hull. So there's not a great deal. I'm not going to go through all the armour sections and everything else, because we're familiar with these tanks. We see Type 59s. You don't see them a lot, but you do see them often enough. Silver bonus is 57%, which I think is the same as Type 59. Crew XP 15%, sorry, XP 15%, again, same. But this does get an extra 30% on a crew XP bonus. But yeah, the concealment is slightly more, literally just because it's got perma camo. But as you can see, this is the regular Type 59. And the armour thing is exactly the same. So the only difference is that crew XP bonus and a slight, tiny little increase to the buff, to the increase to the pen and sort of gun stats. So yeah, I know I've been on one a bit about this, but yeah, I think it's pointless. I really do. I think it's a massive missed opportunity. I'm assuming it's come out because of Chinese New Year, because of getting the Chinese TDs. But I do think it's a large missed opportunity, and they could have done something far better and something actually different, in my opinion. And yeah, like I say, not impressed. I don't like the way that it looks at all. And once again, my opinion is just stick to the regular Type 59 or get a T54 Mod 1. Oh, the Type 59, the regular one, by the way, has also had an increase to its ammo capacity up to 50, the same as this. This, that was another thing that, oh yeah, well, this has got 10 more rounds than the Type 59. Not anymore. So all the stuff that this appeared to have over, like the Type 50, the regular Type 59 and the T54 Mod 1 before it came out, as soon as it came out with the update, they went. So the regular Type 59 now has the same ammo count as this. The T54 Mod 1 now has the same penetration as this, but has well over, I think it's like over 150 more damage per minute. It might be more than that. I think this was about 1667, and the The T54 Mod 1 is about 1875 damage per minute, and I think the regular Type 59 is about 1725, so just gives you a bit of an idea of differences in DPM. But anyway, let's get into the replays and see how it actually handles. Right, so here we are for the first of the replays. It's a Tier 8 match. Well, actually it was quite ironic because yesterday I wanted to get into a Tier 10 match in this to see how it actually stacked up against Tier 10s. And just didn't get any, and it's just ironic that whenever you don't want to be in a Tier 10, it just seems that it puts you in it, and when you do want to be in a Tier 10, you just can't seem to get one for love nor money. I did get in one Tier 10 match in it yesterday, and it wasn't particularly nice. It was just frustrating. Some of the Tier 10s I saw, like IS-7s, and I think there's an IS-7 and an IS-4. I just struggled to pen them. Nowhere at the front could I pen it, which I didn't think I'd be able to anyway. But I was even struggling to pen it from the side, and I wasn't even that far away. And it was just a bit frustrating because, like I say, when this gets going, and this is the same with the normal Type 59, and I sort of have the same things with that sometimes in Tier 9 matches, like STIs and things, where sometimes you just struggle to get through the side of them in the normal Type 59. And it's fine when it gets going, but it's just getting going. Its acceleration isn't particularly good, so you just, you know, when you're trying to get up to speed in the first place, and yeah, donked that shot completely. When you're first trying to get up to speed in the first place, it can be a bit like, come on, get going, get going. But that's the same as the regular Type 59, and that's the thing with this. It's not that it's a bad tank or anything, but I just don't see the point in it. I think if they wanted to do a special Type 59, they should have just done that. Not messed about with it, not changed things, and just done a special one, you know, maybe just charged a little bit extra for the perma camo. I really just don't get it. You know, the whole thing about the Type 59, like I say, is that there's nothing particularly outstanding about the tank. You know, everything on it goes together to make a really nice package. And you know, it's fantastic within its matchmaking, and what you've, you know, in a sort of a, I know I normally do a bit of a roundup towards the end, but what you've basically got here is a Type 59 with slightly more pen, worse DPM and worse matchmaking than the standard Type 59. Why people would want to do that, I don't know. Yeah, I've got myself in a bit of a situation here. Against that Berlin, that was one of those instances where if I was in a regular Type 59, I'd have been able to deal with him slightly quicker, might have taken less damage from the Tiger. That might have ended up differently. It probably wouldn't, because he managed to get above me and put it through the top of my turret. And I could see that's what he was doing at the time, and it's like, if I didn't get close enough, it'd have gone straight through my hull. So I had to try and get closer, but he went through the top of my turret. It was just unfortunate. My capture card did actually freeze on that one, which is why you've got pictures of the results there, so I do apologise, but that was, you know, sort of an average-ish game in it. This is a better game for you. This is an ace tanker game. Not a huge amount of damage myself, but I do get quite a decent amount of spotting damage in this one, and I think an alright amount of block. But it will kind of show, hopefully, some of its weaknesses as well as its strengths, but I know I really went off on one in the garage about this, but yeah, I just don't get it. It feels rushed, and it feels kind of pointless. Like I say, if they wanted to do a special, you know, if they wanted to do a special Type 59, they should have just done that. You know, put a nice camo on it. You know, maybe done something different, but messing with the matchmaking and everything else, and only giving it that extra little bit of pen, it's not enough. And if they wanted to do something for Chinese New Year, then there's probably loads of other stuff they could have done, and it just feels a bit rushed. But again, you know, these are my opinions, and it is difficult because the Type 50, you know, it is a Type 59 at the end of the day, which is not a bad tank, but I don't get why they dropped the rate of fire. I really don't understand that. It kind of seems a bit counterintuitive to me, because like I say, they've like, yeah, let's give a Type 59 full matchmaking instead of preferential. Okay, but it needs something to deal with that. Well, let's give it a bit extra pen. Okay. Should we drop the rate of fire as well? Yeah, why not? It's like, why? Why drop the rate of fire? But anyway, yeah, on one. But then again, you know, this isn't the only thing that sort of felt rushed recently, and I've not really had much chance to talk about it. But I felt that Tank Bowl felt a bit rushed this year. You know, I've enjoyed it. We've earned a free tank from it, which is lovely. But it just, like I say, it just feels as though it's a little bit rushed this year. Last year it was over 4 weekends, so each quarter was a weekend. This year it was over 4 days. Last year we got a tier 7 medium, which was a dual crew trainer. This year we get a tier 5, which is not a dual crew trainer. I think it was going to be originally, but it's not now. And the other thing is that last year, you know, when Germany won Tank Bowl, when you went into your garage, there were banners everywhere saying, you know, Tank Bowl 2017 champions Germany and everything else. And this year, nothing. Just nothing. And it just feels a little bit rushed this year, like it was almost like an afterthought, or I don't know. But yeah, it just, you know, and I don't want to just moan and, you know, sound like I'm moaning and complaining, which I'm not. It just, like I say, you know, it was good fun. I've done a few of it, but it did just feel a bit rushed, that's all. Now, that oh-ho. See, the normal Type 59 would struggle to get through the front of an oh-ho, and you would have to switch to your premium ammo, which I've done here just to try and make sure. And again, it's difficult, you know, what to show you. Yeah, the turret's bouncing stuff, which is like, yeah, it's a Type 59. The Type 59 turret bounces things. But I am having to use premium ammo against the oh-ho, which I would have to do in a standard one anyway, and which I would probably have to do in a Motherland as well, possibly. I know it's 50-50, but I just seem to be bouncing more than it was going through, so that's why I stuck to the premium on that one. And just managed to get him through. Swap back to my standard rounds again. And try and get that lever. Not going to be able to. There's a TD down there somewhere as well. There he is. There comes that lever, trying to get a shot in him. I don't want to stick up too much. I think he's the only one, I think, that's actually managed to do me damage, and he got it through my commander's hatch. But I really wish I could have shown you how this handled the tier 10 matches. But like I say, I got into one tier 10 match in it yesterday, and I did do quite a few. I say I did quite a few. I did as many as I could get in, but it just didn't seem to want to give me any tier 10 matches in it. So whether that was just the time of day that I was playing in this, or whether, and I think I've mentioned this before, some tanks just seem to, even though they might have full matchmaking, they just seem to be more favourable with it. And, you know, they'll maybe get into less bottom tier matches than other tanks would, and I don't know. I don't know if it's just luck, coincidence, or what, but it does kind of feel that way sometimes. And that's kind of how it felt like this. How it felt with this yesterday. That I was top tier quite a lot, mid tier a little bit, and you know, I'd say it was probably 3/4 or sort of maybe half of the time. In fact, no, not even that. Yeah, I'd probably say about 60-70% of the time I was top tier. Maybe, yeah, let's say 70% of the time top tier. It just seemed to be the vast majority of them, and probably about 25% mid tier, and like I say, just one bottom tier one. But in tier 10, it was pretty horrible and frustrating, just trying to pen stuff. But then again, like I said before, the Motherland and the T54 Mod 1. You know, that's frustrating in tier 10, and it's down to the pen, because you've really got to try and get around the flank. But even then, there's some tanks that you just can't seem to pen them from the side, and you're going to have to use your premium ammunition. But yeah, it's a like I say, it's a tricky one, this one. I don't like the look of the tank, and I'm just sort of summing up now because it's towards the end. Personally, I don't like the look of the tank. I think it's garish, and I think it's just been badly done, in my opinion. And I honestly think that if you really, really want a Type 59, wait for the regular one. If you've got the regular one, don't bother with this. if you can't get a Type 59 or you're just wanting a decent medium tank or a fairly decent premium medium tank, T54 Mod 1 might be a better choice. Both the regular one and the T54 Mod 1 are a lot cheaper than this as well. So there you go. Anyway, King Dragon Type 59. I do apologise for moaning a lot about it, but yeah, it's just kind of got my goat a little bit. Anyway, we're back later with the T3485M review, so until then, take care out there and I'll see you later.